In the world of coaching and counseling and therapy, there is a solution-focused therapeutic exercise used called the miracle question. You may have heard of it. I've used it hundreds of times in my life and in the life of my clients. And it's just a wonderful way to gain perspective on where you want your story to go. That question goes something like this. Imagine a possible world where problems are removed and issues are addressed. You go to sleep tonight, and tomorrow morning when you wake up, your world is a perfect world. What would that look like to you? Some might ask you, assume your problem is resolved. You go to bed tonight, you still have your problem. You wake up tomorrow morning, that problem, that issue is resolved, and you are living in a perfect life. What does that life look like to you? I've thought long and hard about my answer, both personally and professionally, and today I'm going to share my professional heart with this question, and it would be this, that every woman and the brave men who come on our podcast and are in our community would wake up tomorrow morning and fully possess their value, their worth, and their dignity. They would fully know that they're clothed in strength and dignity with nothing to fear, nothing at all to fear, so that they could wake up with a smile on their face and move through the day in perfect God confidence and God power. There would be no questioning of why they're on this planet. And I'm going to make it personal here. There would be no questioning why I am on this planet or why you are on this planet. We have a divine destiny to fulfill, Heartlifters. And in this season, we're going to talk long and hard about it. There'll be some solo teaching from just myself, and then we have just a plethora of powerful, remarkable guests. Are you ready to truly be remarkable? Hello and welcome to today's Heartlift with Janelle. Welcome to season 11. So excited to be with you on this Let's Be Remarkable tour. I just am so excited to bring this to you. A few years ago, I asked myself this question. What does it really mean to be a remarkable person? I desperately wanted to be a woman of influence who positively impacts her spheres of influence with all things healthy. When I began this journey, I discovered that tucked inside the word remarkable is the root word remark. So I ask you to be patient with me as I look at the words within the words of this one word, remarkable. So we now see that we have the prefix re, which means again and again and again. So remark. And when we look at mark, a mark is a visible trace or impression. Yeah. A symbol or name or other indicator or identifier. As in, she left her mark here. She was such a great person, such a great woman. She was remarkable. Remarkable means worthy of being. Worthy. The first word, right? Part of our heart-lifting mantra. I have value, worth, and dignity. Remarkable is worthy of being or likely to be noticed, especially as being uncommon or extraordinary. Now, before you say what I have a feeling you're saying to yourself, you know, that negative feedback loop that, well, you are ordinary. No one will ever notice you. There is not one remarkable thing about you. I want you to just shh. I want you to quiet, take charge, hold that thought, as we learned from the beautiful Jem Fadling. Hold that thought for a minute. And I want you, this is going to be a very interactive season. Very interactive. I have a beautiful, beautiful little guide for you waiting for you to download over on heartliftcentral.com. So make sure that you do that. And in the welcome of that guide on page 2, I give you some exercises to do. And one of them is to watch a short movie clip with actress Pat Carroll portraying Miep Gies of the Diary of Anne Frank. She shares with the students, we are all ordinary people, but even an ordinary secretary or a housewife or a teenager within their own small ways can turn on a small light in a dark room. Miep, thank you for that encouragement. We are all ordinary people. But I add, we have been created in our Genesis 2:7 creation by a God who is extraordinary. Each and every one of us has God's breath inside of us. Revisit the Genesis 2:7 beginning audio meditation, please, right here at the beginning of this new year. Revisit it, listen to it over and over again until you are saturated with the powerful truth that you have God's living breath inside of you. Well, that and that alone makes you remarkable, makes you worthy of being. It makes you worthy of being noticed, and it makes you worthy of being loved. You are so very, very loved. We're going to talk about 3 primary questions as we move through the season. I am so excited to bring you amazing, remarkable guests alongside of me just solo teaching. We have a lot to cover, and I couldn't be more full and excited. Question 1. Do you desire a more peaceful soul, a more peaceful tempo in your life that is conducive to more creative energy, to a flow and a deeper purpose in your life, to really and truly walking into your divine destiny and passion, whatever that might be? Waking up in the morning, like we talked about in season 10, knowing, believing, intending to have a really good day, and to use all of our gifts, our resources, our talents, and our time to making our spheres of influence richer, have more meaning, be a better place in which to be. I believe it's possible, or I would not be here. Question 2. Do you need a little help bouncing back from rejections, abandonment, rough relationship issues, conflict, or really tough life circumstances that have knocked you off your feet? 3. Are you ready? Are you ready, Heartlifter, to shine like you have never shone before? In order to impact your spheres of influence with renewed vision and vigor and victory. And in those spheres of influence, we will indeed shine out our healthy sense of self, healthy behavior patterns, and healthy communication skills. That is why we're here. Now, I spend 90% of my time with my clients moving through the Heartlift method, which is we look back into our past, we bring it into the present, long enough, as long as it takes, in order to make meaning of our past and how perhaps it is affecting us here in our present, and then making peace with it so that we can move into future freedom. Well, season 11 is dedicated to future freedom. I spend so much time in parts 1 and 2, in the past and in the present. But here in this season, I want to vision cast. I want to dream big. I want all of us to create a vision board, a heart board, as I describe in Stronger Every Day, 9 Tools for an Emotionally Healthy You. I want us to just take the top off of our boxes and know the sky is the limit, and fill our very being with hope for a brighter future. I guess that's why my word for this year is increase. Because not only do I want to increase my joy, my peace, my faith, my love, my patience. Oh my goodness, I want to help usher in an increase in your life of your future freedom. We do not have to live bound or oppressed or drowning in the traumatic, difficult things that have haunted us in our life. Oh yes, I know how important it is to consolidate those memories. And like I just said, to make peace with our past and make meaning with it. We have to make meaning with our past in order to accept it and in order to pick up our pen and start writing a new story, a new narrative, one that is integrated with our old narrative, because you see, we're the same person. And our history of hurts is our story. But we don't want it to have any lasting triggering effects on us. So we're going to move through many aspects of these 3 questions. And each of these questions has a dedicated topic. So we will be talking about rest, resilience, and radiance. And I'll be introducing a word that I've been crafting for quite a few years now called remarkability, because I believe we have an ability, a God-given capacity to again and again and again mark our lives with our beautiful, healthy sense of self, healthy behavior patterns, and healthy communication skills. We can remark these great qualities over and over again every single day of our life. And everyone in our spheres of influence will receive that huge gift of healthy. Remarkability is the development of personal value, the enlargement of capacity and potential, which ultimately leads to the empowerment of intentional living and significant influence. We know that remarkable means to be remembered, to be worthy of notice, to be noteworthy. Notice pointing to the value of our voice in our lives. Each one of us, that is you and that is me, have been given a voice that the world needs to hear. I'm going to repeat that. You, Heartlifter, have been given a voice that the world needs to hear. As we learn how to use this God-given voice and grow our remarkable capacities and potential, we will become ultimately a radiant presence in the lives of everyone in our spheres. What are you? Here is the initial assignment. I want you to ask yourself, what in your life are you remarking again and again and again that you would actually like to put behind you in 2023? Is it pleasing people people pleasing? Is it tripping over the same old root of anger, rage, bitterness, martyrdom? I'm just naming my own. You go ahead and name yours. What are you remarking that's actually making you sad? And you want to put it behind you. I want you to be meditating and thinking upon that question, and then add the miracle question to it. So if you went to bed tonight and you woke up tomorrow and that issue was gone, yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? It's so possible. Then what virtue, what goodness, what great magnanimous quality are you going to put in its place? So instead of people pleasing, I go to bed tonight, I wake up in the morning, guess what? I am now only pleasing an audience of one. God, my Father, His Son, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, my Comforter. And I will trip over it probably again, but each time I will become stronger and stronger, every day, to where it has now been completely transformed with a new virtue of just pleasing God. What is it that is making you sad? I wish I could stop doing this. And maybe you don't know. I was talking to a client this morning and she said, sometimes we just don't know. And I'm like, of course, it's in our subconscious. Some of these things we learned by the greatest teachers. Parents who, weren't quite perfect, right? I'm an imperfect parent. I have no doubt I have passed on to my children qualities or characteristics or habits that just have needed to be reformed. Maybe you continue to flip your lid and rage and yell because of some deep-rooted frustration. What is that frustration? Make some space, make some time to just reflect and think on this question. And please, 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 it is my deepest desire this year for our community to come together. Right now, it will be on Facebook in our private community, and we'll have a weekly or bi-weekly time where we come together to talk about these issues via Zoom. If you do not use Zoom, let me know. I'm still trying to figure out a platform that is something everyone can use. This past week, I was drawn to a beautiful article, and it included the writings of the poet Mary Oliver. And it was so astoundingly beautiful that I wanted to add it into today's episode for you to hold while you're also holding those two questions. What am I remarking in my life that I really am sick of it? I want it to go. I want to now transition and transform it into a virtue in my life. And if I go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow and it is resolved, what would that day look like? And frame that entire exercise with the words from James 1, verses 6 through 8. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. We might call this second guessing. Certainly we call it wavering. And some of us come by this honestly. If we've come from an unstable family foundation, we have to work a little bit harder at this. We all have different personalities, don't we? We all have different ways of showing up in this world. And so for some, it's super easy to have faith and not waver. But for some of us, it isn't as easy. But I want you to keep James's words in the front of your brain, that prefrontal cortex, that place of reason. And maybe challenge yourself, like I'm challenging myself this year, to be more forthright in my faith, to actually really believe and not doubt that God's word is my word. It's his words from my life. He wants these things for me. And I deserve them because he is giving them to me. And that can be hard for us to process. And this past week, I was reading a beautiful essay by the poet Mary Oliver. And I want to close with this essay that hopefully it will inspire you to the depths of how it inspired me. She writes, "It is a silver morning like any other. I am at my desk. Then the phone rings, or someone raps at the door. I am deep in the machinery of my wits. Reluctantly, I rise. I answer the phone or I open the door. Creative work needs solitude. It needs concentration without interruptions. It needs the whole sky to fly in and no eye watching until it comes to that certainty which it aspires to, but does not necessarily have at once. Privacy, then, a place apart, to pace, to chew pencils, to scribble and erase and scribble again. But just as often, if not more often, the interruption comes not from another, but from the self itself, or some other self within the self, that whistles and pounds upon the door panels and tosses itself, splashing, into the pond of meditation. And what does it have to say? That you must phone the dentist, that you are out of mustard, that your Uncle Stanley's birthday is 2 weeks hence. You react, of course. And then you return to your work only to find that the imps of ideas have fled back into the mist. Oliver terms this the intimate interrupter and cautions that it is far more perilous to creative work than any external distraction. And she adds, the world sheds in the energetic way of an open and communal place its many greetings as a world should. What quarrel can there be with that? But that the self can interrupt the self and does is a darker and more curious matter. As we embark on this Let's Be Remarkable tour, where we are going to go all over the world and meet remarkable people who are worthy of being noticed, bringing them to the podcast as they share their ordinary stories of God doing extraordinary work in their life, we need to remember right away and be very, very cautious and careful that when we make this kind of faith movement, right, where we say we are going to believe in a trustworthy God and not doubt, that a flood of intimate interrupters are going to show up inside of our head, our heart, our mind, and our body. How will they show up? They will show up in that negative feedback loop that comes in your brain. They will show up in, oh, you're so tired. Do you really want to just sit here and be quiet and try to listen to God? I mean, oh, just lay down and take a nap. They're going to show up. So we want to be able to welcome them. Oh, hello, intimate interrupter. I see what you're doing here. You're trying to get me off track. Yeah, I see that. Well, I have your number, and I'm not going to let you do that. Because you see, I've made a decision to believe and not doubt. I've made a decision to stay the course and pray through the course. And I have a whole community that will be with me and pray for me and stand with me as I move forward this year into a new realm of remarkability in my life that literally will astound not only you, but everyone in your sphere of influence. As we close today and enter into this new year and new season, I want to reintroduce to us our Heartlifter's prayer for strength. And it's from my heart to yours. You can find it on page 17 and 18 of Stronger Every Day. So you're going to hear this. I'm going to be remarking this prayer over and over again this year and trying to commit this prayer to memory myself. Dear God, today is a brand new day filled with endless possibilities. Please come alongside all of us. May our hearts and minds be healthy and whole. May we lean in and know that we are not alone on this journey. As we pick up our pens to start writing new words, new thoughts, and new vision, assure each one of us of your presence. Help us as we begin using our brand new emotional health tools. May each one of us speak healing words into our futures. Affirm our value, worth, and dignity every moment of every single day. Allow us to feel in the deepest part of our hearts, minds, soul, and bodies a profound sense of security and strength. And remind us constantly that we are getting stronger every day, even if it doesn't feel like it in the natural. Remind us that when we're weak, we are strong. And may the unfolding of your powerful, beautiful, remarkable word give us the exact amount of light we need for today. May the peace that passes all understanding quiet every worry we're carrying. May joy unspeakable and full of your glory rise up in our souls. May we find ourselves laughing out loud and recognizing beauty like never before. May things that once bothered us now cause less agitation, less anger, and less frustration. May ease and calm follow us throughout the hallways of our homes. May resilience and rest enable us to respond with remarkable grace. When the new healthy narrative feels really strange and even uncomfortable, and it will, empower us to continue using our new tools until our new normal is established. When fear tries to overtake our newfound sense of calm, send your powerful spirit to conquer its hold. And at the end of every single day, when our head hits the pillow, may we find ourselves sleeping in a newfound peace. And most importantly, God, may we always remember that we are clothed from head to toe with strength and dignity, so much that we can smile at our future. Amen.
Do you want to go deeper in your faith even while you're on the go? No matter how busy the season you're in, Access More has a library of faith-based podcasts to help you grow spiritually. With podcasts from Christian thought leaders such as Christine Kane, Lisa Harper, Taryn Wells, and Bob Goff. You can hear podcasts on religion, culture, family, entertainment, and so much more. Access More gives you a safe space to find inspiring conversations about faith. Start listening today at accessmore.com.
Okay, Heartlifters, thanks for listening today. So happy to have been here with you and to launch this beautiful new season. Be sure to leave a review of the podcast. It would mean the world to me, and it would mean an expansion of our influence here in this community. I look forward to hearing from you and hearing how you're answering your questions and all the beautiful thoughts that you're having. So meet me over on Instagram at Janelle Reardon or over on our private Facebook group, Stronger Every Day. Until next time, remember, you, Heartlifter, have value, worth,